Hi, here I will discuss gravitational fields, which is chapter number 5 in GC Advanced Level Physics. So, here we go. In 1687, Sir Isaac Newton discovered gravity. And as you all know, the story between Newton and the apple, he was sitting under a tree and he observed apple falling off a tree and he was thinking why all the objects attracted towards the earth and his intuition, and finally he came up with his theory which we call Newton's law of universal gravitation. Newton's law of gravity says that the gravitational attraction force between two objects is directly proportional to the product of their masses and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. Okay, now if I consider two masses m1 m2 separated with distance simple r apart, okay, the gravitational attraction force between these two objects is directly proportional to the product of their masses. Here product means the multiplication, therefore I can write F is proportional to m1 times m2. Also it's inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. So I can write F is proportional to 1 over r squared. So here r is the distance between the center of gravities of both objects. Okay, here you don't have to memorize each and every words because physics is not a subject that you study by memorizing. Instead, if you understand the concept, then it would be very easy for you to construct the law in terms of your own words. Okay, now we have this equation 1 and 2. If I combine these two equations, I can get F is proportional to m1 times m2 over r squared. Therefore, I can write the gravitational attraction force F, that is equal to g m1 times m2 over r square, where g is the proportionality constant and this big G is called universal gravitation constant and it has a value 6.67 times 10 to the power minus 11 Newton meter square per kilogram square. Okay, the next thing is gravitational field intensity, which is denoted in simple letter G, and you can see there is a small arrow on top of the letter to indicate that gravitational field intensity is a vector quantity. Okay, so what is gravitational field intensity? It is defined as the gravitational force acting on a unit mass at a point in a gravitational field. Okay, if I consider a gravitational field due to this mass, the gravitational field intensity at this point is the force acting on a unit mass. That means if you keep 1 kilogram mass here, the force acting on it will be the gravitational field intensity. So I can write the gravitational field intensity G, that is equal force acting on a unit mass. G is equal F over N. So this is the equation that we obtain for gravitational field intensity. So we can write the unit of G, that is equal Newton per kilogram. Okay, now if I rearrange this equation, let's say F equals mg, and if we use F equals ma, we can see that G is equal to A. So we refer that gravitational field intensity as the gravitational acceleration. Okay, so in this case we can write the unit as ms minus 2. So same units, because if you simplify this you get this thing. Okay, the next thing, let's discuss how this gravitational field intensity varies with different distances from the center of the planet. For this, I consider a planet of mass m and the radius capital R, and we want to find the gravitational field intensity at a point away from the planet's surface, at a point on the planet's surface, and at a point within the planet. Okay, first let's find out the gravitational field intensity at this point. For this, I consider an object of mass m is placed at that point, and simply we can use F equals ma, Newton's second law, to the that mass. So if I use that F equals ma, so I get the force acting on the mass. We know gravitation force coming from this mass. So we can write G m over r squared is equal mg. So here G is the gravitational acceleration, which is gravitational field intensity at this point. So simplifying this equation, we get G is equal Gm over r squared. So we can see that gravitational field intensity is inversely proportional to the square of the distance. G is proportional to 1 over r squared. So that means if you increase the distance twice, that means if you take somewhere here, so the gravitational field intensity decreases 4 times. Okay, and next thing we'll find out the gravitational field intensity at this point. So here similarly I can consider a mass object of mass m is placed, and we can use F equals ma to that mass. So using F equals ma, we get m over r squared, where r is the distance to that object from the center of the planet, which is the radius of the planet actually. So we get that is equal mg. So simplifying this equation, we get g is equal gm over r squared. And here one thing, from this equation I get gm is equal gr squared. This is very useful in calculations, because whenever you get a term gm, so we know g is 6.67 times 10 to the power minus 11, and here m also some rational value difficult to simplify. So instead of this gm term, you can use gr squared. So you will understand this when you do some examples. Anyway, let's move to the next one, a point within the planet. So to find the gravitational field intensity at this point, so only the mass effect will be within this sphere. That means the sphere of radius d. I consider the distance to that point from the center to be simple d. So now I consider the only mass within that sphere. So, and also I consider this planet has a uniform density. Let's take rho, and I can write rho is mass divided by the volume. So m divided by the total volume, 4 over 3 5 r cube, where r is the radius of the planet. So now I can similarly write down the mass of this volume. So that mass is going to be volume times density. So volume, we can write 4 over 3 5 d cube times rho. So rho, I can substitute this value. So I get, when I simplify this, I get m dash is equal mt cube over r cube. So similar, now I can use consider a mass of m is placed here, and using F equals ma, I can write g, the mass effect going to, the force going to be the m dash. So m dash times m over d squared is equal mg. So simplifying this, we get g is equal gm dash over d squared. So instead of m dash, I can substitute this value, then I get g is equal, and after substituting and simplification, we get this value. So g is equal gm over r cube times d. Therefore we can see the gravitational field intensity increases linearly. So as we can see from this equation, if the distance is 0, that means the mass is at the center, the gravitational field intensity is going to be 0. That means if you consider at the center, it is symmetric around everywhere. From every side, it pulls back within same magnitude. Therefore, at the center, the gravitational field intensity is going to be 0. So let's plot all these details in a graph. That means how the gravitational field intensities varies with distance from the center of planet. Okay, so here we are going to plot the variation of gravitational field intensity with distance. So let's start from the center. We know at the center, inside within the planet, the gravitational field intensity is given by this equation, and at the center, as I explained you earlier, the gravitational field intensity is 0. So graph will be go through this center origin, and we know within the planet it has a linear variation. That means gravitational field intensity increases linearly with the distance, and at this radius we know the gravitational field intensity has a value, that is g is equal gm over r square. So always consider these details and write what so it's going to be like this, and this value we know that is gm over r square. And distance away from the earth's, for example, if you consider earth surface, it's going to be gm over simple r squared. So it's inversely proportional to the square of the distance. That means it's going to be decreased. So we know that going to be now like this. So at infinity, the gravitational field intensity becomes 0. Since the effect of gravitational field intensity is symmetric both sides, we could expect the same variation in this side as well. But the gravitational field intensity is a vector quantity. So if that is positive in one direction, then it will be negative in the other direction. Therefore, the gravitational field intensity will be like this. So here you should not intersect, because we know gravitational field intensity becomes 0 at the infinity. So this is how the variation of gravitational field intensity. around the planet. The next thing is gravitational force lines, that is defined as the path of a point mass which tends to move in a gravitational field. For example, if I consider this gravitational field due to this mass, and if I take a point mass and lift it, it will move toward this mass because of the gravitational force. And similarly, if I lift another point mass here, it would again move towards the gravitational force. Similarly, so we get the gravitational force lines or gravitational field lines around this planet to be like this. Okay, so from this I'll stop for the video today. See you all again in the next video. Thank you.